Hi everyone! I just wanted to give you a tutorial on how to draw a slice of pie like Wayne Thiebaud did in his paintings. He does these really amazing food art paintings, like bakery paintings and stuff. So he does a lot of dessert art. And I have really come to miss dessert this last couple weeks. So this is your project for the week. What we're going to do is we're going to draw a slice of pie, and you can turn it into any kind of pie you want. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a nice straight vertical line that's going to represent the very top of your pie. Then from this vertical line, you're going to come down and you're going to go and you're going to bring it down like this. So it's okay if our vertical line wasn't long enough. We can always just bring it down. So you have like a triangle. It's a slice on the side. So from this point, we're going to bring this down again. And we're going to bring this line down. So this is the width of your pie. So this is however thick you make your pie. And then we're going to the same angle as this line. So here, I'll bring this camera in a little closer for you. So from this line right here will be the same as the bottom line. And again, it's okay if your vertical line wasn't long enough. It's not a big deal. So we have this. This is the shape of our pie. Now we can go back in and make the pie crust. I don't know about you guys, but when I make a pie, I really do try to put these little flippy pieces on here because I just love the way that looks. And then I'm going to bring another vertical line down right here and then just even it right off. This is the back of my pie right here. All right. So far, so good. Now, my pie can either be open at the top and then like the crust is only on the side and the bottom. So here's the line for the crust on the bottom. It's actually really cool. And then I'll just erase this little piece. So right here, here's my crust. And then this will be my pie. So I like cream pies. I'm like a big cream pie person. So the right about here, I'm going to have this nice little curvy line because when I make my cream pies, I make sure that they're all uneven. So the bottom of my pie is going to be like, I'm going to make it blueberry because Comstock blueberries are the best. So right in, actually, I'm going to turn this into a little line. This will be my little pudding line, my vanilla pudding line right here. So underneath here is my blueberries. So I'm going to go right in here and I'm going to draw a bunch of blueberries, like little round circles. And I'm going to fill this right in. And you want to make some of them so that they're sticking out. And then we got these ones right here. You want these little, you don't want your pie to be smushy when you have fruit in it. You want to be able to have that fruit texture. So circles. And I'm going to make a crazy kind of flavored pie. So if there's blueberries on the bottom, I'm going to do, oh, I don't know. Let's see. Let me think about what I'm going to make, what kind of pie I'm going to make. Blueberries and lemon. Of course, it doesn't sound totally crazy. It kind of sounds really good. But you could do something totally different. It doesn't have to be blueberries for yours. And in order to make these look like little blueberries, you put the little things on them. So in some spots, they have those little, where they get picked off the bush. I call them their belly buttons. When we're picking them every summer, there's just so many. And some of them get to be as big as 50-cent pieces. And they're so juicy and good. And we come over and we make sauces for our ice cream with them. And then we make jellies and pies and stuff. Oh, it's so nice. So I really look forward to summer when the blueberry season is because I love picking blueberries and helping out with the farm. So here's my blueberries. And then they have a little bit of vanilla pudding on them. And then up in here is going to be my lemon. So I'm just going to put some little lines to show because the lemon, like lemon meringue and stuff, is always really, it's like shiny and it's like solid because it's like a jello. And then on the very top right here, I'm going to do like cream stuff. So I'm going to make like a dollop of Cool Whip up here. If you can hear that, my child is watching TV and it is really loud. So sorry, got a weird sounding thing happening in the back. Let's see. And then the Cool Whip comes down this way and then it comes up again and goes whoosh. So if the Cool Whip is overlapping, so it's in front, it's overlapping. So we would erase something that you've learned over the years. So we'll erase that piece and we'll have this nice little Cool Whip looking thing right here. And of course, like the top of it will come down this way. So we'll have like a nice little shadow on our Cool Whip. And I'm just going to put that there so I remember it. And let me see. What else am I missing on this pie? It could come down like this and this. Oh, yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm going to hide some blueberries up in this thing. So this one's got a blueberry that sits way up at the top, just like this, and maybe a couple little ones right around it. Maybe a blueberry in the fold over here. Can't go wrong with blueberries, guys. Good for you. Help with your memory. And then we got this little piece right here. Okay, I thought that was kind of neat, hiding a blueberry right in that. I'm going to make some little swishy marks. All right, so this is my pie, my blueberry lemon pie. Oops, sorry. I got some crazy Cool Whip stuff going on at the top, which is kind of cool. And then, all right, so when you cut your pie out of the pie, you don't just stick it flat on something like on the table or anything. We put it on a plate. So what you're going to do is you're going to create this rounded plate underneath your pie. And if you really want to, you can add decorations and stuff. I'm having trouble drawing that side right there. Hold on. It is the hardest thing I have ever had to do, drawing on my shoulder to show everybody. I really miss using the document camera, and I'm really sorry that you guys got cheated on art this year. I know that we could have made some really awesome stop motion videos together, and we could have done some other things that are really cool together, and just had some nice time together. That would have been great as well. So I'm really sorry that happened. I hope it doesn't like make you feel like you don't want to take art next year. I would love to see you guys in 9th grade. I enjoy having you in my class, the little time that you were there. So here's my plate. So I have like this rounded plate that my pie is on. And then in order to make it look like my pie is not floating, I am going to make a horizon line. Sorry, again, I have to hold this or it's going to be like uneven and so here's your table, here is your wall, here is your pie, here is your plate. So you can create some kind of crazy tablecloth design that you want on your table. So maybe it's like a picnic style table. So you have like the checkerboard going on, which is super cool. Maybe you're inside with your pie, so you have like one solid color for a wall, or maybe you have maybe you're outside, so it's at like a picnic. So you're going to have some hills in the background. All right, maybe even a couple trees. Let's see. Do some trees in the background right over here. I'll put them really close together, like almost like you're at the park or something. So we have this tree and it has a branch that comes over this way. Then you got like, now remember, they're not totally cotton balls on top of your tree. They kind of swivel and go every which way. This one's going to touch that one and then come way up and come way down. This one's going to be a little bit behind that one and it's going to go way out. So you have like a picnic type thing going on. I'd finish this side, but I just really want to show you. We made our plate, but we never put like, you always have like a rim on your plate, hopefully, so your food doesn't fall out completely. It's not just flat. It's got some little bit to it, right? And Thiebaud always put these shadows on his stuff so that way it looked like they weren't floating. So you're gonna have a shadow right here, and it's also gonna come down around here. So it's really easy when you go to box stuff in. Like we can even add the shadow right now because that's not a big deal. So we have this nice shadow going on. And we're going to start coloring this in. So that is also really cool. I'm going to use crayons for this one only because I've used a lot of colored pencils. They're not really dark on my stuff because I'm also drawing on top of cardboard too. And crayons are really good. And you can still blend with crayons the way you can blend with a colored pencil. And it's nice to change up your medium every once in a while, the tools you use to make art. So I have this nice little shadow on my pie so you can see that the light's coming this way. So if the light was coming this way, just like in a Thiebaud picture, actually the light would be coming. Anyways, so we're going to have a shadow that comes in right over in this area. So before I start using my crayons, I'm going to want to put in my shadow. You're going to need a shadow for your project. Add shadows, create depth, create three-dimensionality, okay? Because you're learning a new technique. We're going to add a halation. We're going to create some sort of textures in our pictures. You're going to need to use color in this one, not just shaded in. So make sure you find some stuff to add colors with. All right, draw with pencil, not with pen. This is a project grade. I know you guys are at home, but you can also use your tools that you have at home too. Don't be lazy. Get up and find stuff. So we have this nice shadow right in here. So see how that created that? It's 3D looking now. It has a little bit of, it's not flat. So I'll put my pencil away now. And I'm going to start with my crayons. So I have all these really cool crayons right in here. This is just a package of crayons that I bought my kid. Couple, I buy her a lot of crayons. We do a lot of coloring here. So what I did, and never underestimate the white crayon. It can be used for blending, and blending is a very important thing. I don't really have a white crayon in the, oh, I do. Never mind. Got excited. Okay, so I'm going to start with the blueberries, and I'm going to use the dark blue and then the light blue and then this white to add texture and shading. So first I'm going to put in my shadows. That's why you would use the dark blue. So you'd like outlining your stuff basically is what you're doing. You're creating that roundness. And your blueberries that are behind your blueberries that are behind your other blueberries, the ones that you don't see as much, they just get completely filled in with blue and they create that little background. And then you have overlapping going on and you didn't even have to try, which is awesome. All right, so I'm going to do this. So I'm adding a shadow around. So if you're doing cherries or if you're doing strawberries or whatever fruit that you put in here, if you do a fruit, make sure you add a darker area. You want your project to have that real look to it. Like Thiebaud creates that illusion that there's texture and that it's, you know, that it looks real. That was the whole point of his paintings. He really liked creating that illusion for you. So you should take the time to do that. You have all week to do this project. Take your time and just, make it awesome. There's no sense in rushing through everything just because we're trapped at home. Might as well enjoy yourself. You could draw this whole piece, watch me color it, and then wait to color yours until you are relaxed and sitting in front of a TV and, you just get out your colored pencils or your crayons and you can just create your picture. It's not a big deal. I've done that a couple times this week. Made a bunch of examples and then went back and colored them. So here's my dark blue. That looks really good on the camera, to be honest. Okay, so then I'm going to go back in with this lighter blue. And as you can see, it's definitely not as dark as that dark blue. And I'm going to fill in all of these other little circles. And the best part is you can just go right across them. It's not going to show up in your dark blue. As long as you're not blending stuff in too much, like smudging it all around. That kind of helped. So we have all these little ones right here. Put in this blue. They look great. Okay, so I have this stuff. Now I'm going to go in with this little white. And I know you feel like this is like a lot of work just for like a pie. But when you get done and you have like this nice highlights on some of your blueberries that really pop them out, you're really going to enjoy this. And you want to be able to say, I made this awesome project at home. I mean, isn't it nice to be able to say that you can do something that is really well in craftsmanship? So there's my blueberry section. So my lemon section, find a nice yellow. I got this nice yellow. And there was this little goldy yellow type thing going on in here. I don't know if I want to use that. I do kind of, well, I do. Lemon has different shades in it. So yes, I do want to use it. I want to use the darker mustardy looking yellow to create a shadow around this dark piece right here. Because I don't want, okay, yeah, that looks good. And then I'm going to use it right here. And my lightest color, yellow, is going to be up here. So this whole area down here is going to have the dark yellow. So things I want to see in your picture. I want you to come up with a creative pie. It needs to have color. You have to have a shadow around your plate and your pie. And it's going to have a halation on it. So a halation is a thin contrasting line of color around the outside of an object, because that's what Wayne Thiebaud does. He creates those thin contrasting colors around the outside of objects that help like pop them out. So I have this nice yellow along the side, and my top is going to be a lighter yellow. Now the reason I do that is because I'm creating a three-dimensional object on a flat piece of paper. So if light is hitting the top of my pie, it's going to be lighter than the side of my pie that's not getting as much light. Those are like important things to learn. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't put away my blues yet because I have some blueberries to color. But I want to put my halation in first. I want you guys to see that. Right after I do my crust. So holding this up like this is like the most uncomfortable thing, but it works the best for showing these videos. I had a camera and I tried to use it pointing down with my tripod, but it won't stay and video more than like 5 minutes. And as you guys notice, my videos are crazy long. So that's not going to work for me. So we're just making do. I have this nice little tan color, and I know that pie crusts aren't usually like really this dark, but maybe we added some cinnamon to it or something to make it a little bit more brown. Sound good? We're going with that. That's what I'm going to believe. And I haven't made my little pudding line yet, so I'm going to do that next. And then we're going to put a halation in, a thin contrasting line of color on the outside of an object. I'm going to say it 100 times, and it's going to be annoying, but it's a vocab word, and you will need to know what it means when you take the quiz. We will have a quiz on Wayne Thiebaud. Let me see. Pudding. The vanilla-y pudding. Yeah, because you can't do a chocolate pudding with this. That would be disgusting, right? Disgusting. I got this peachy color, but I feel like everything's really yellowy and peachy in this brown color. All right. We're going to do... What kind of pudding are we going to do? We have to be creative. We can't just be boring all the time. What if I did like a raspberry filling right here? So I have this nice raspberry color. And it just kind of pops it all out, and it's different. And we're not stuck with the same yellowy, peachy colors all the way through it. We're going to do this. We have to be creative every now and then. And you know what? Maybe if they ever made this pie in real life, maybe it would taste good. So let's see here. And then we got this. And then we got that. All right. So we have like some nice pie. So we have to create a halation. A halation is a thin contrasting line of color around the edge of an object. And I am going to use green because green is really bright and it contrasts a lot with yellow, even though purple is really yellow's complementary color, but it's going to pop this out a lot more. Green also works really good with this pinky purple color and this brown color, and those are on the outside edges too. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a halation, a thin contrasting line of color around the edge of an object. So you're outlining your object with a thin line of color. It doesn't have to be a huge, thick thing. It can be very, very thin, almost non-existent. Sometimes he used more than one halation. Maybe on a couple of the paintings that we saw, he had blue and orange on the outsides of some of his pies. On his gumball machines, he uses a different halation around every gumball just so that they would pop out. So we are creating a halation. Let's say it again. A thin contrasting line of color around the edge of an object. And you can also go in with your halation and you can just create that halation right inside your pie. So what I did was I created this thin little green line that went around the edge of everything. So in some spots you see it because it's a little thicker, in some spots you see it and it's a little thinner, but it's not much, and it just helps to pop this out. And that was the whole point of his artwork, was to just pop it out, make it a little brighter. Isn't it crazy how I can see this really well and you can't really see it on the computer? I just want to make this a little bit darker at the top so you guys can see it. So there it is. All right. So what I would like to see from you, I want a piece of pie on a plate, on a table, okay? On a table. All right? I'm even going to like make this line on this table very important to you. Okay. Pie on a plate with a shadow on a table with a halation. All right? That's what I would like to see from you. Take your time, make it awesome, and enjoy your week. Try to get outside, try to relax a little bit. Make sure that you're taking your time to do your schoolwork and check in on things. Come and see me in our meet this week. I miss all of you guys very, very much. And I like seeing those of you who show up. So please keep showing up, all right?